Yet the imputation of harsh legal interpretation in all the evangelist accounts always goes to the Pharisees. Their harshness, quote unquote, is a characterological constant activated for a narrative purpose to sharpen the contrast with Jesus. Still, each gospel speaks in its own accents. Mark's Pharisees occasionally paired with hostile scribes to whom Mark gives much worse press, or with Herodians, agents of Herod Antipas, tetrarch of Galilee and the Transjordan, are murderously awful. They dog Jesus' steps and criticize him for not following Pharisaic purification practices. Popping up in Judea, they quiz him about divorce, in Jerusalem about paying the Roman tax. Uh, Curiously, that is their last appearance. All the Pharisaic hostility that Mark has developed throughout his gospel goes nowhere in the passion narrative. Chief priests and again the scribes take over as the story homicidal antagonists. In Matthew's much longer gospel, even before the adult Jesus enters the narrative, John D. Mercer condemns Pharisees along with the Sadducees as a brood of vipers who warned you to flee from the wrath to come. The Pharisees disapprove of Jesus eating with tax collectors and sinners. In Luke and Acts, the temperament of both of Jesus and a Pharisaic opposition is often both milder and more variegated. Luke's Pharisees can be smug and or critical, and Luke repeats Mark's conflict stories, but relationships between Jesus and the Pharisees are not uniformly negative, and they host Jesus at table during which disagreements arise. Luke's repurposing Q material characterizes the Pharisees as loving money in ways that erode true piety. But again, as with the other synoptics, the chief priests dominate Luke's passion narrative. Luke's Pharisees play a largely positive role in the post-crucifixion community. Let us not forget Nicodemus, who sought out Jesus out of an attempt to understand him, and always fails to grasp the higher meanings of Jesus' discourse. We even find on the eve of Jesus' resurrection, we find a good-hearted Pharisee reverently packing Jesus' body into 100 pounds of embalming spices. There were several different kinds of Pharisees, not all of them were bad. Depends on the role they played in the school they were a part of. Educate yourselves.